My younger brother Mark has been engaged to Sarah for 2 years, but I've known her a lot longer than that. We were in the same year at school, and she and her friends made my life hell for years. She was so awful and I was happy to finish school and never see her again. Mark studied medicine and became a doctor, and I didn't know this, but so did Sarah. Obviously, she's a few years ahead of him, but they ended up working at the same hospital. They started going out, fell in love, etc. My parents have accepted her with open arms. Keep in mind they know that this is the girl who bullied me for years, who they used to go into the school to complain about, and who cried her way out of it and acted like she was the victim. None of that has even been mentioned. They were perfectly happy to accept her because Mark loves her. Mum has bonded with her and they're always doing stuff. She spends more time shopping for clothes or shoes or whatever with Sarah than she does doing anything with me. I live 5 minutes away from my parents and by now I barely speak to them. Mark and Sarah were meant to marry, but the madness going on meant they had to postpone it until next year. They came for dinner with my parents yesterday, and I was invited too. At family events I just avoid her because I don't want a row, but this time she tried to talk to me. I was stressed from work so wasn't in the mood. Sarah tried to provoke me. She asked if I'd like to come out shopping with her, saying she could get me something a bit nicer. She used to make fun of my clothes all the time, so there's no way that wasn't a dig. I lost my temper and went mad at her. I said I don't like her and never will, that I won't be coming to her wedding, and that I hope they have to postpone so that Mark has time to realize what a horrible idiot she is. She ran straight to Mark crying, saying all the things I'd said. He went mad at me for upsetting her, and my parents took her side, saying I was awful for wishing that on that. I was told to leave and did exactly that. My mum texted me later saying I should apologize. I don't see why I should. I don't like this woman and I never will. She is still trying to bully me, and she has my brother wrapped around my little finger. I don't have to be nice to her. I don't think I said anything wrong. I just told her what I think in no uncertain terms. Teachersinger 45, not the idiot. She got you. I highly recommend therapy. A good therapist will help you deal with this situation better in the future. You deserve none of this. I'm sorry you've been put through this. Floridan. OP, this might feel superfluous given your family is fully aware of the history, but you need a script to explain your point of view to your parents. Something like she has bullied me before, and she's continuing to do that still, and you are asking that I should apologize? You are only pushing me away. You are totally not the idiot, but she's a lifelong bully, hence better at manipulating you than you can be at defending yourself. Keep your distance and protect yourself. Deleted. Not the idiot times 100. She bullied you for years. How can your family just expect you to forget the trauma just because she's engaged to your brother now? That's awful parenting on your folks' part. And these digs are so uncalled for. If she had apologized for her behavior, things could be different. But no, you're not the idiot and your folks and Sarah are idiots. She should first apologize for everything she's put you through, and your parents should try and take your side. YMMV, but the bullying happened 20 years ago, so her brother see the adult Sarah now, not the child. OP would probably get that apology if she told her parents, her brother Sarah, that she wanted one instead of being quietly furious for a long time, then blowing up at a family dinner. Biscuit Ninja. Not the idiot. But I will give it with a slight reminder that this person is a master manipulator. That they will push you, needling you until explode and then claim that they are the victim. Haven't you noticed this? I'm guessing you are in your 30s, you should know better than to fall for that trap. There are a few ways to counter her behavior. 1. Grey rock. You essentially put them on an information diet, single-word answers, and just keep them always at arm's length. You give them no additional information against you, and most importantly you don't give them the emotional response that they so desperately want. 2. Cut them out. Just cut them out of your life. Walk away, they are dead to you. Killing them with kindness. Speak generously, act graciously, meet a need, listen to their vapid and inane subjects, and of course always smile at them. I don't think this will work, but it's worth a shot. Good luck. My sister got married last weekend. I flew into town and my parents insisted that I stay with them instead of in a hotel as I wanted. My parents are consistently late for everything. I think it's a Latin thing. I hate being late. I think it's disrespectful. The wedding was at 2:30. My folks live about half an hour from the church. Noon rolls up and my folks aren't even getting ready yet. They are adults and I am overdealing with them. I get ready. I send for an Uber and I am at the church at 2 o'clock. I check in with my sister. She asks me if I had any problems getting my parents to church. I told her that I came by myself. She said that I was responsible for getting them there on time. Well, nobody asked me to do that. I didn't even want to stay there. So now everyone starts calling my parents. They are getting ready. They were about 35 minutes late. The service was shortened because there was another wedding later that day. Everyone is still mad at me for not getting my parents there on time. My aunt said that I'm an idiot for messing up the timing of the wedding. My mom says it's my fault for not reminding them to get ready. Am I the only one who thinks adults should be able to be on time for their own kid's wedding without help? Not the idiot. If they need to be reminded to get ready on their daughter's wedding day, they need a live-in caretaker. Unless you were specifically asked to get them to the church, that's not your job. If your sister truly thinks you messed up the wedding by being on time, I think it's a good time for some space between you and your family. Not the idiot. If they wanted you to do that, they should have asked in advance. Not the idiot. And your sister couldn't have asked you beforehand to ride herd on your parents and get them to the church on time? I'm guessing everyone's blaming you because you're the comfortable, stress-free option. People know that you're not going to blow up, start a screaming match outside their house, and then send in the flying monkeys. Am I right? My friends and I went sightseeing, aware that the weather forecast was warning of heavy rain. We're from England, where the correct response to rain is to not acknowledge it, but things are a little different in Japan. It is impossible to walk outside without getting fully soaked. I warned my friends of this and stopped at a shop to buy an umbrella. They were reluctant to get one, either underestimating the rain or thinking they could get one later if it actually rained. I warned them multiple times that if it rains, I would not let them borrow my umbrella. One friend had a raincoat so was mostly fine, but the other did not. I reminded them that I would not share a few more times while we were walking. Roughly an hour later, it started raining. Hard. It was unlikely to stop raining anytime soon, and we had a train to catch, so we walked in the rain for half an hour to the train station. I stood by my word and refused to let them use my umbrella, which could easily fit 2 people under it. When we arrived, the friend without the raincoat was completely soaked, and the other was far from dry. Neither was particularly happy. Am I the idiot for standing by my word and not saving my friend from the rain? You're the idiot. You were way more concerned with being right than being a good friend. You're the idiot. Once your point is proven, there's nothing more to gain from making your friends miserable for the remaining 28 minutes, you're just being malicious. You're the idiot. Your friend got the point pretty quickly, but you weren't standing by your word. You were reveling in a 30-minute long "I told you so." I hope your need to be right was worth the friendship because your friendship will never be the same. On a road trip last week, my girlfriend and I stopped at a rural diner for brunch. We sat down and a waitress opened our menus before she put them on the table. That detail is important later. It was a very nice meal, honestly. Our total was around $25. I was ready to pay with my debit card. The waitress then told us that this was a cash-only establishment. Unfortunately, I had zero cash on me. How were we supposed to know? I asked. She shows us some tiny text on the front of the menu. Because of the way she'd put our menus down and taken them away, we had not seen the front. There was literally no indication of their cash-only business other than that. She sighs and points to an ATM on the other side of the dining room. At this point, I'm still apologetic, so I went there with my card. I noticed it had a fee of, I crap you not, $9. I asked to speak to the manager. She brought the owner. I told the owner this is ridiculous. I suggested he let me go get cash from somewhere legit or take $9 off the bill if he really wanted me to use that ATM. Nope. He threatened to call the police. I said go ahead. My girlfriend felt the same way. Long story short, the cops agreed with me and we left without paying anything. I told my sister about this today. She thinks the cops were wrong and I was being an idiot. Because you wasted everyone's time over $9. I think the owner is the idiot. The only part I regret was not being able to tip the waitress. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, man. A $9 ATM fee is extortionate. It was around 36% of the bill amount. The owner had it coming. Not the idiot. That place is getting rich off tourists' $9 fees. They obviously need to make it much clearer that they only take cash. Like, before you even come in. Better yet, start taking cards. It's 2023. Not the idiot. I work in a tourist industry with ATMs everywhere, and the nearest bank is a 15-minute drive into town. The most I have ever seen them raised to is $5. Just wanted to suggest you put a review on Google to warn other tourists beforehand.